Whip Sword, a fairly self-explanatory weapon that still is quite complex. To start with, it's not actually a one-handed weapon. The second slot is filled with the ability to transform back and forth between whip and sword, and getting critical damage for 1.5 seconds after doing that. So here's your basic sword moveset. Transform, basic whip moveset. Sword has higher base damage, but whip has more range, of course. But then, even in addition to everything else, while attacking, you can also transform the weapon for an additional attack, letting you to kind of combo together the critical over and over for some pretty good damage. Yeah, it's like I was talking about some weapons being like Bloodborne before. This one is the most like Bloodborne. So that is all well and good, but the real question here becomes, is this going to be worth doing most of the time? I mean, first off, you actually do have to, go through 2 hits to get off the transformation attack. And you can't move while doing that, to making the moveset a little bit closer to something like a survival weapon, for example. So I feel like against most enemies, I'm probably just going to go take out the sword or whip if they got like a shield, and then just leave it at that. But then even against bosses, there is also the question, is this going to just be too complex? Too many things to kind of juggle while also fighting a boss in your mind to, want to actually use most of the time? Because Serenade, for example, a very neat sort of weapon. I really like it, but trying to think about having to transform the weapon back and forth between like the floating around and then the melee weapon mode was usually more trouble than it was actually worth. So I'm kind of fun. I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be the case here too. Also, one of the major reasons why I didn't end up using this weapon too much, despite the fact that it does seem very good. Well, I mean, I suppose also, two-handed weapon sort of means that you can't really use shields with that, or secondary weapons, all that sort of stuff, which generally can limit your build a bit too much for me. I mean, unfortunately, as much as I do like a lot of the two-handed weapons, they tend to just be... They're just like a harder sort of run to take when you don't get the advantages of a shield, or at the very least, whatever sort of Hokuto's bow. Mostly the Hokuto's bow. Let's just be real here. I'm just talking about the Hokuto's bow. I love that weapon. You all know it. Well, anyway. This one so far, though, not doing too bad. I think that it's just, I don't want to focus too much. Unless I know the enemy is something that is going to have a lot of health and that I need to get rid of that health immediately. Stuff like golems or gold gorgers or, elites, of course, just entirely. I'm probably just going to stick with the sword. The sword, it works well enough for right now. And then if I need more firepower than that, the option is always there. I also think I'm going to go and fight death this time again, just because I found out last time, of course, that I somehow have not gotten all of the outfits just yet, which seems ridiculous, but, well, here we are. Legendary version of this weapon is also interesting. I think it's the whip gets 50% more damage. The sword gets a longer time that you can do the critical. I think it's close to like 2 seconds than it is 1.5, at least playing around with it a little bit. And then the transformation attack, it's 4 away. And then the transformation attack, maybe the weirdest thing, causes enemies to bleed when dealing critical damage, which might not sound weird, but it's a special kind of bleed. It is one that, I don't even know, it instead of looking like the normal bleed icon, it looks like a like bleeding skull, and it seems to last for a very short amount of time, but does a lot of damage. It might be something to try and get this run just to kind of show it off. Yeah, I was playing around with it in the testing area, and it didn't seem to do anything different. Like, I don't know if it does the big bleed explosion, like, of course, bleed does, but because it lasts so briefly that there's no way that I could get really multiple stacks. I could get 2 stacks at most on an enemy. Still, though, it's much like the Medusa's head. Castlevania update, of course, giving us some very unique sort of mechanics in here. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it can also just blitz down single enemies, too, by using transformation attack. I just feel like if I try and use that while I am, you know, in the middle of several enemies, I'm not going to be having a good time. That's why I'm sort of hesitant, especially because the sword works perfectly fine just by itself. Very flashy, does decent damage, all that sort of stuff. So why not? I mean, you know, whips go through shields, which is always just pretty useful on their own, but less damage. I mean, come on, you know, it's at this point in time, all I care about is damage. It's the only thing that matters to me. All right, yeah, let's be honest, as overpowered, well, potentially, as this could be, no, I'm gonna take it. Also, I had somebody saying on the last video that not looking at the stats enough for the weapon. So I'm going to stop occasionally and just kind of like give you the ability to read this sort of stuff. Invisible necklaces, I've had a lot of people tell me, never seen that sort of thing before. And I mean, I suppose it's probably because I play this game so much, but it's like, man, I see those things all the time. Purposely go out of my way not to use them because you can just, you know, walk right by enemies. You can skip most of the level. Yeah, I mean, still, it still kicks you out of invisibility whenever you get opening a chest or, you know, grabbing stats or anything like that. But at the same time, you know, you can plan that out. I mean, most of the time when I have this item, I just forget to even use it. So, yeah. Oh, but kind of going back to a thing that I was saying before. Bloodborne weapon. Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember when Bloodborne was coming out, so many people compared that to Castlevania, just like, hey, it's the 3D Castlevania game we always wanted. And now, here we go. In the Castlevania update, we are getting the most Bloodborne weapon out of all of them. It's got the transformation attacks and everything, for God's sake. It's like, this game has always been heavily inspired, of course, with the whole rally mechanic. And, I mean, they've always built this game as being, you know, that sort of Dark Souls style. And being so quick and everything like that, Bloodborne is the obvious comparison. Sekiro was not out at the point in time the Dead Cells came out, so didn't quite get that sort of comparison just yet. But I mean, obviously with the whole like jumping mechanic and parrying and just like sword play focus over anything else, seems like also another very obvious comparison to be making. Anything of interest? Anything of interest? Anything at all? I'll take. Well, it's, you know what I want. I have, like I said, a limited type of build that I'm going to be using here. I mean, I always thought that they were going to be introducing something like this in the game. Would talk about that, especially with the ice crossbow, which has the two different forms and everything like that to set up combos. This one is so clearly supposed to be a Bloodborne weapon that I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's just like, hey, we finally got it. And then I hardly ever use it, of course, because I'm just like, yeah, but the second slot is used by the whole transformation thing, which, yeah, I know it's an important part of the gimmick and everything, but also I can't use a shield. I've had several chances to get the Bloodthirsty shield, and that's such a good weapon. I mean, not even in terms of just defense, but offense, too. Hits enemies through walls, for God's sake, and that bleed is nothing insignificant. Okay, but anyway, what else you got? What else? I don't know, I'm not even using the secondary items right now. I mean, I do, you know, I've been having, the last couple runs have been a bit difficult. Maybe I should just say, hey, full flask run here. Just take this one, too. Yeah, I was having people saying last time taunt should just be colorless, and I'm like, well, you know, colorless items, yeah, don't really exist naturally in the game, but there is the diverse deck. No, I think they could do that. They just aren't doing it. Come on, and come on, Motion Twin. I'm just saying, make both. Oh, come on now. Take them down already. Make both Cursed Sword and Taunt and Vampirism. I want to say Vampirism probably deserves to be colorless. I don't really think. I mean, there's so few few melee weapons for tactics as it is. I don't see why not, right? I'm just saying that there are weapons that are naturally colorless. There is a precedent for this sort of thing. And Cursed Sword, for example, I've always held that it is such a challenging weapon to use in the first place. Why not just make it colorless? And it took until somebody said that in the comments for me to realize that, yeah, there is actually precedent for this. Okay. But as it is, not doing too bad so far. Like I said, I'm not even transforming the weapon or anything like that. We're just going straight sword because straight sword is killing everything in 2 hits. Which, I'm not opposed to. Maybe this was just a reaction against the Serenade. It's like, okay, we're just going to make this weapon real... I am on 5 cell mode, right? I don't know why I wouldn't be, but there was just suddenly the thought in my mind that I think after I was doing a little bit of Binding of Isaac and went to the completely incorrect boss over an hour recording, that I'm just suddenly thinking, maybe I want to at least, just a real quick check. Oh, yeah. And watch out for skeletons there when you're directly above them. Maybe I want to just, do a quick check because, speaking of precedents, yeah. Bloodborne even has, the big castle and everything, too. It's no surprise people would compare that to Castlevania. A sort of pseudo-gothic horror style. It's a fun one. I mean, this game's certainly, just dripping with it, too. But of course, heavily Castlevania inspired on top of everything else too, so no real surprise that is the case. I mean, it would be weird. The Castlevania crossover was, of course, one of the most natural things for... Where is the button? Why did I walk past the button several times? Okay, well, I got the... Still got to be on the ground to use this weapon, of course, so trying to get the transformation attack in there properly. No, I want the sword form. You can tell the difference between the sword and whip because the whip one is longer. It's also just a stylish weapon. There's a Soul Calibur character that, oh boy, don't stand directly above these guys. Once again, I've already said this to myself. It's a Soul Calibur character that uses a similar type of weapon that I always thought was pretty cool. I don't know if that's one of the first examples of that being used, but it is always the first thing that I think of when I think of sword whips and stuff like that. We're not like Dark Souls 2, speaking of Souls games, and see, this is why you don't stand directly above them anyway. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, wasn't that Dark Souls 2 the puzzle sword or something that did a similar sort of deal? So yeah, not even out of question in a Souls game either. This one obviously is a bit more like the threaded cane, everybody's favorite, everybody's favorite, most hated of the starter weapons. No, I mean, even I just went mostly with the Beast Cleaver, because Beast Cleaver does extra damage against beasts, and you can just stun lock a lot of enemies just by doing the regular R1 attack. It's quite good. And there's also, yeah. Damn it, I knew that was going to happen to me. I was mashing the attack button too much. But yeah, there's also the big axe, which, I mean, it's fine. It does what it needs to, right? Yeah. Is it going to be worth going for the legendary... using Wish, going for the legendary version of this in the next area? Probably. Next area is probably the first one that I would say is going to have anything good. Probably the first one that's going to have any sort of, be worth taking through the rest of the game. There's Taunt. I'm going to have to do another go with that weapon. I don't know, it's just, it's a unique one. It is a unique one, and uniqueness, it's just, how that is. You've seen this a million times with so many people that have played video games, especially people who have played video games for hundreds, thousands of hours, everything like that. That you get into a rut. You get into a thing where you don't want things to change at all because you're already so used to how they are. And I don't want to be like, no, I never want to use anything that's slightly different from the good stuff that I know right now. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I still think, even to this day, that the challenge runs are just interesting on their own, because they really do force me to use a bunch of different stuff. I mean, after all, like I was saying, it's like, hey, when was the last time I used flashing fans until the previous episode? And then I got a lot of use out of flashing fans, so, you know, hey, I think it worked out pretty well, all things considered. Really got to just make sure, because, oh, nice. Perfect. Actually, absolutely flawless. Is that the word that I'm going to be using for good now? Absolutely flawless? Because I swear that's been a few times that I've said that in maybe the last couple episodes I've done. It's my double plus good. Anyway, that's my new poggers. Anyway, so obviously 2 minutes. It's like it's a big old area down there, isn't it? And then we got Great Owl of War, which I take. By the way, actual comparison to Castlevania, I don't remember where. I mean, I know obviously there's been like sword whips, whip swords, etc. in the Castlevania games. Of course there has, but I do not remember where at all. Certainly they've got to be around here somewhere, right? Predator, in case I want to go extra invisibility. What else we got? What else do we have? Combo? You know, yeah, that feels like kind of a bad idea. But I know the basics. I mean, certainly doing taunt has really forced me to confront how little I know about fighting death. But I still know the basics of how to dodge death. Mostly. Largely. Like 90%, right? Anyway. Okay. I'm gonna get that last outfit and call it a set of boss outfits. You know, speaking of taunt though, I still have to go do boss rush at some point in time. That it's you know, let me tell you, I'm doing boss rush. Well, the Fiend Folio specific boss rush in Binding of Isaac right now, and it is. Ooh, you know what? I actually want the whip right now, mostly to run away. No, you know what? Slam this thing in my face for just. Yep, they're very nice. And now instead of turning invisible, I'm going to reveal invisible enemies. Oh, the irony. It's not really ironic. But yeah, Binding of Isaac, doing the Fiend Folio specific boss rush here as of late. It's like, man, it's so like, dang, I got hit once on the first boss, time to restart. It's the same sort of deal. I've also been talking about this doing Satisfactory recently, where I'm doing semi-speed run, slightly quicker than normal run, where it's just like, I don't want to do actual speed run. It just feels so, it's just so annoying. And then if you do something just even slightly wrong, you just feel like, oh, well, everything's over. And I mean, even I'm willing to start stuff over. I'm willing to start stuff over a lot. I will do just constant, you know, there's plenty of series on this channel alone that I've played through the game, sometimes like multiple times. Every single time I did an episode of Crosscode, for example, I would go and kind of like play through what I was going to be doing in that entire episode, just so that I would have no issue with puzzles and whatnot. Same thing with like Baba Is You, for example. But something about having to do it perfectly. I mean, I swear I've also talked about this plenty of times before, where it's just like, there's a difference between, you know, playing well and playing perfectly. And I just feel like playing perfectly is too frustrating. Like, I like a lot of challenge, but that's too much challenge. At least give me a little bit of leeway. And especially when you're competing against other people, too, I tell you. It just becomes that much more stressful on top of everything else. But as it is, I'm still feeling pretty good. It took a little bit of damage there, but nothing that can't be healed up, especially because there is a food shop in here. I couldn't remember if that was the case back with... Hui! Yeah, getting the transform attacks out there. Yeah, sure. You know, revealing invisible enemies, while good, I don't think is all that important. But you can see again that even just taking this is not one of those weapons where I think it's absolutely necessary to get the critical all the time. Most weapons, that's just what you want to do. You want to try and fulfill the critical condition as much as possible. It's like it's a bonus objective, but one that they very much do recommend you do, or at least I certainly will. But then it's like this one here, it's just like, no, it really is just, hey, extra damage. Go for it if you need it. Don't feel like you have to. You can still perfectly get away, have a perfectly good run, even without using this at every second. That said, certainly gonna want to use that when I get over to bosses and whatnot. I'm not gonna be getting 60 kills here, but sort of expected that. Yeah, it's okay. And then, here, you know what, just do that. And hey, pastry right to get me back up to full health again. Yeah, most of the... Oh, boy. And yeah, also turning right into an Elite 2 on top of that. All right. Teleport up here. So I can try and blitz you down with just a couple transformation attacks here, which worked out well. Good. All right. Scroll of power here. Grab that. What am I currently looking at for stats right now? 10? Well, 11? Oh, it's not too bad. Yeah. And see, Guardian Knights, definitely the sort that I want to blitz down instantaneously. So, sticking a more powerful attack in the... As long as, you know, hey, it doesn't matter if you have a slightly longer cooldown in between attacks if you're only fighting one enemy. Yeah, see? Because if you do, because otherwise, if you do that, that sort of thing happens. That's why I left this here. Whoop. And still looking okay, though. That should be the food shop, I'm assuming. And transform that back into sword. Please. Save room here. Okay, all right. You can see, though, that there was good reason why I was kind of hesitant to actually use this weapon in the first place. But, I mean, aside from, you know, testing it out to make sure it worked, hasn't really seen too much action in the field. I feel like at this point in time, it's going to be seeing a lot more. It feels pretty good. And all you gotta do is just, yeah, it's like, hey, I just need an extra burst of damage, transform attack. I know in Bloodborne proper, if you are playing it speed run style, no, this one. If you're playing it like speed run style, that you do in fact want to be using transform attacks all the time. Those are apparently just way more powerful than regular attacks, and it's 100% completely worth doing that at all points in time. Really? Man, you are making this one difficult on me. I have so many things. I have all the other melee weapons turned off. Just give me another one of the main hand here. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going from... Oh, come on now. Just going from only using transform attacks when I'm going up against elites to just like using it as a finisher for big groups of enemies when nothing else is going to be attacking me. That sort of thing. I think that, yeah, I'm kind of getting into the groove here. I'm feeling it. Think I'm seeing a good way to work with this weapon that is, you know, a lot more interesting than just kind of slapping around enemies with some of the other weapons you can get. I think there's something here. I'm liking this weapon. I was sort of wondering. I was thinking that it could easily go either way, but I feel like... Come on now. I feel like it's not even too bad as of just yet. But then again, still kind of early in the run, and haven't even gone up against a boss just yet. Maybe I should save any sort of praise until I at least attempt that, right? But yeah, there was a good example of shielded enemies get the whip. Now, if only I could just get a... Oh, come on, really, right on the edge there. Well, I'm still above 55% health, so I'll be able to get back all of my health just when I get into the food shop. But yeah, shielded enemies, being able to deal with them that much easier. Get out of here, you. And then... Oh, you're not the elite one. Was there an elite one down there? Yeah, whatever. Honestly, I'm not going to argue with not having to fight elite stuff. So transform that back. Okay. As it is, though, not going too bad. And do that, then no. You gotta hit the attack button first before doing the transformation attack if you're gonna do that. Oh, yeah, that was a little bit risky with all of those enemies spawning in there, but it was totally okay. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna use a face flask here. Okay. Yeah, it's going. It's going. Slowly, but it's going. Whew. Frightening, but functional. All right. Yeah, and there we go. Timing things out is working out quite well for me so far. All right, should have full health, full potion charges, everything like that going into the death boss fight, and I am satisfied with how it's shaken out so far. Feels like I'm doing well. Feels like I'm not going to have as much of a problem as I did last time. Also take the cough syrup there too, just to be extra safe when it comes to getting to the next area. After all, not really going to be a bad thing in any way. Phaser is an interesting choice for potentially. Yeah. Okay, it didn't actually hit you down. Phaser is an interesting choice for potentially, like, synergizing with this weapon. I don't know. Let's try it out. I haven't been using holy water an awful lot, so yeah, just kind of like use it, teleport right behind enemy, and then start up the big combo. That, if I time it right, and you know it's in between like a big attack, that could actually be pretty good, maybe. I don't know. At the same time, too, I think I might just go and take let's say disengagement, with the expectation that I'm going to roll out of this. I'm gonna re-roll that soon enough, but at least for right now, we'll just keep it in the back pocket, right? Don't forget to drop me off at the changing room. Ah, yes, the Tornado of Souls in the background. Very Mortal Kombat. And what do we get? Oh, nice. My favorite outfit. It's not. Festive outfit is, of course, my favorite. All right. Let's see how this one goes. It was a pretty... well, it was certainly... Oh, really? That was weird. I should just kept phaser working for me here. Clearly. Yeah. Nah, it's not doing too bad of damage, all things considered, though. Oof. Don't like the sides here. Okay, well, it was sort of working there for a moment. Fine. Hell. Yeah, the whole thing that I was talking about with, like, having, Alright, come on now. Just getting used to the... Oh. Ugh. Man, I'm going... Losing all my potion charges again. Can't believe this. The sides are being very annoying. There. Well, that was a terrible, terrible death run yet again. And kind of a slow weapon where I'm trying to get the gimmick out at all points in time. Maybe didn't really work out super well for me. You know, just like a little bit of an idea here. Okay. Well, whatever. As it is, it's fine. Ugh. Yeah, maybe I was definitely going in a little bit too aggressive there, needless to say. Often what I end up doing is I end up taking a shield, which will prevent a lot of the damage that I took doing that. But I was just like, well, I don't know, because I feel like if I'm not aggressive, I'm just going to die here. I am also working with the base level sort of stuff, so, if I did manage to get an upgrade at any point in time there, I'm just saying it would have been pretty useful. Anyway, well, let's get into Stilt Village. Kind of go with, like, I don't know, probably more of a traditional sort of run and then see where it goes from there. Maybe I will go for the fight against Giant again, because I think I can probably make that work. I don't know if Phaser did a particularly good job in that fight either, so... just some sort of more passive attack. Oh, boy. There you go. That should do it. And then I'm just going to sell this because, hey, that gets me that much closer to being able to afford actual potion charges. Just going to go get as many as possible past this point, eh? And do that. There you go. And simple as... Yeah, just like real quick. So far pretty good for enemies. I don't know about bosses. I think it's just it is as I was sort of saying at the beginning of the episode, just a little bit too much stuff to actually think about when it comes to trying not to die in a boss fight while also trying to sort of maximize your damage. And then, I also one of the things I did definitely not really think about too much as I was doing that was trying to... Yeah, am I going to finally get an upgrade here? Am I going to finally get an upgrade? Maybe. No? Nope. How many times have I re-rolled and I still have yet to find the actual weapon that I'm using in this run? This is not one of those things where I keep forgetting that I'm working with the base level version of it. It just won't give me any new ones. You know what? Doesn't seem like a bad idea. At least not for right now. It'll go get a legendary version of that one instead. Use Wish on that. But as it is, just gonna keep on rolling from here and see where this leads me. I'm hoping nowhere bad. Okay. There you go. And that's what I'm looking at. There. Alright, not able to take things out in just like one hit. If I had an upgraded version of the weapon, I would be able to, though. I'm just saying. I'm gonna be frustrated with that for some time now, aren't I? Well, anyway. Here, first off, let's do that, and then I'll go and grab the actual... I'll go and grab the actual, like, potion when I get the enough money a little bit later on then, right? I think that seems like a good idea. Also, thank you. Back up to full health, baby. That's all it takes. Being lucky. I can't believe more people aren't just lucky. Like, it seems so easy, right? Okay. Alright. And I got hit by that, which is just embarrassing, really. Alright. Try not to be hit by... Then I just got hit by that again, which is just like, it's very embarrassing. I should really stop doing that. Well, I mean, hey, Bloodborne gameplay, too. It's like, you just gotta go in really fast, right? Okay, yeah, you know what? Give me that extremely low health, extremely high damage. That's not really extremely high, but it is higher than, most. I'd like to think. And once again, if only I could just get an upgrade for the weapon. That would be all I need. It's not all I need, but... Oh, yeah, what do you got here? Ow. Oh, man. I'm going to see what that is in just a moment. Okay. You know what? You've sold me. I'm going to continue to take this. What can I say? I like the thing, though. So, Oh, man. This is still quite the tricky sort of run. I don't even have like lifesteal weapons due to the limitations. You know, only taking so much stuff. After all, we got nothing. Good. That's what I wanted. All right, you know what? And right and back, and then, yeah, good turret. This would definitely be something to take into the giant fight. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think I could really make that work. Right, all right, all right. I mean, it's like if only I could just play better otherwise, too. I feel like I was doing well for the very start there, but then, you know, hey. Oh, my light's clear. Nice. Wow, that was close. Okay. Hey, any day that I don't get chomped on by a little wormy worm is a good one to me. Maybe I'll go and take, like, Frenzy or something after this and just go really, really hard into going fast. And I've kind of already gotten that as a plan. Kind of already gotten that as a plan so far, so it's like, hey, is it really going to be working out any worse than usual? I ask you. I dare to inquire about. Think about it. Think about it. All right, what do we got right now? Currently at 20 stats, yeah, which is okay, but you know, hey, I feel like I can be doing better too. Okay, do that real quick to make sure that I'm not about to die, and then a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Kind of get out of the way of you, and we're good. Now, like I said, if only I could go and get what we like to call around these parts an upgrade for the weapon. Nice. Well, that at least undoes a lot of the issues that I caused myself through my own play. Is it enough? Hard to say. No. You know what? It's actually very easy to say. No, it's not. I'm still at 44% health right now. It's not quite the same thing now, is it? Okay. Grab you, and that'll at least do for right now. Back up to 2, I guess. Hey, I'm gonna do giant. Because I think, like, giant, there's a lot of opportunity. Although that's going to be giant without having a shield. Wait, I was already in here. Yeah, but it's either that or, you know, try and take sort of a slow-ish weapon, at least in some respects, into a fight against, like, the Scarecrow or the Timekeeper. And it's like, you really think that's a better idea? No, I don't. Let's go Sepulcher. Sepulcher into the giant fight. I feel like that is the choice to be making. Hey, 26 minutes. I made it, everybody. We did it. I got a mild amount more gold. That, when I get the first chance, I will use to get an upgrade for the weapon. Yep. That's the plan. Hey. One of these days. Not that. I did it again. I just took it again for some reason. Why did I do that? Why did I do that twice? Well then. Oh, so let's go. Let's do the thing. No. Well. No. I feel like that's just a bad play right now. Not that the run's been going particularly bad. It's just been going bad enough. Whatever. Why did I do that twice? Because I'm just like, frenzy, right? That's adrenaline. It's not. And then I did it twice. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just not think too much about it and just, you know. Yep, this is all great. I love everything that's happening right now, by the way. I got hit by I got hit by a knife thrower. Of course. Well, as it is, though, it's not too bad. I'm getting health back already, thanks to Frenzy. And, you know, I'm that much closer to being back up at full health, right? don't have... Face Flask is not really going to be doing me too much good when I don't actually have the stuff on here. You know, Revenge. Obviously, it has great synergy if you have that on, but I don't. So, you know, here we are. All right. And up here into hopefully taking you out. Man, that was so close. I dislike all of the enemies that are currently fighting me right now. Oh, nice. Oh, look, it's a challenge rift, everybody. Okay, that'll work. That will, against all odds, work at least for right now. It's like, look, whatever gets me through this area is the important bit here. Frankly, the game's already saying that I'm doing a great job, so I'm going to believe that. All right, what do you got? I don't know if I want to go. I feel like I might want to regen up a little bit more of my health before I go right into the challenge rift. Hopefully I won't forget about it. Well, we'll see, I suppose. I'll try my best. I will attempt my best and probably not do a great job. Anyway, continuing on here. I mean, look, there's a lot of different things to do right now. For example, continue to not get an upgrade for my weapons ever. And I also have a wish on too, so I don't really want to pick up anything just yet. Oh boy, I hate this. Yep, at least got the money though. Money's looking good. Money's looking great. Mostly worried about the corpulent zombie there. Maybe I actually took care of them? Maybe they didn't see me? All of these and more are possibilities. So much more, so many more possibilities you don't even know. I'm gonna take out the whip here for this. This is where extra range is also gonna come in handy, right? Okay. What's all over here then? I'm gonna find an area with enemies first. That is an area with enemies. Alright, let's do it. I'm willing to give her a try. Oh, peril sigils. Or peril glyphs. Whatever they're called. That's the next weapon that I'm gonna be using. Obviously not right now. This is not the time. Soon though. Alright. Right, there's first 5. Looking good, looking saucy. Just gonna jump up here for when you appear. Okay. Well, let's see if I can go find like an easy other 4 enemies to fight right here. How about that? Nah, nothing. Nothing. I mean, Mushroom Boy again would be a nice, would be a good candidate for, you know, stuff. Yeah, okay. I knew it. I knew I was gonna gain your ire. All right. I am worried, and I just can't relax. Oh, that's not really the sort of enemy that I want to attract to myself right now. Now, is it? 3 though. I'm down to 3. There's my ill-gotten gains. You too. Okay. Oh, there you go. Nice. I'm pogging over here with that sort of great play. Play being defined here as complete cowardice and having fire take care of it, and having enemies stupidly walk through fire. Ah, idiots. That's what you get. Please get up on top of here. Oh my god. Okay. Well, at least I can start playing a little bit more risky now that I'm no longer massively cursed. There you go. That's what you're looking for, right? That entire thing. Now, I need to get to that right now. That was a bit larger area than I thought it was going to be in between anything. Okay, well, this is going to be a nightmare. I mean, as if it's not already. Okay, there we go. accomplished, signed, sealed, and delivered, baby. That's all it takes. Now then, please start giving me a, you know, grab this first to get the cool animation canceling and whatnot, which is to say canceling enemy animations, not my animation. That's not, animation canceling is just as easy as doing rolls in this game. After all, it's not a particularly complicated part of the game. It's just something that you will do automatically, trying to you know, make things work for you. Yep, and do that real quick. Looking good. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have any whip swords in there now, would you? I'm not seeing anything right now, I'm going to be honest. But I'm hoping for the best. Oh, there's Cleaver here. Do like Cleaver. Yeah. Do enjoy me a Cleaver on occasion. But only on occasion. Get over here. Alright, alright. Well, I'm getting like a marginal amount of health back, but that's health back, baby. That's all it takes. That's all I need. That's all I want. Get slightly closer to the enemy. Okay. Alright. 53% health. That's still not really enough for me to want to go into that challenge rift, but I mean, figure out something. Okay, okay, and let's see what we got. Let's see how it's cracking, as it were. How is it cracking? It's cracking pretty good. I feel like this run could be significantly worse. I mean, we're not currently at the point in time yet where I'm dead, so truly, is there anything to be said about that? And yes, that is the single reason why a run can be good or bad for me. Man, that was close. There's only one. It only takes one thing. One thing to be a good or bad run. Just like that. Get in a few of those transformation attacks while I'm here, right? And I'm not really using a ton of... Was that Malaise clear? Great. Oh, wow. Look at the amount of... Yeah, and that... Come on now. There we go. I mean, I'm trying my best to, like, get all I can in terms of stuff, but I think the thing that's really mostly being a problem for this run is still being with a base level weapon. The first weapon that I got in the game, because no more have appeared in the shop or anything. Oh, that has been a very frustrating part of this run. Happens quite a bit, though, so, you know, what can I really say? There are still a lot of other things that scale with brutality, after all. Even in this run where I turned off all the other melee weapons. So, you know. Hey, anything? No? Boy, big surprise there, right? Yeah, you're literally and figuratively killing me here. Why are you making this so hard on me? Just give me an upgrade for the weapon. Yeah, and there it is, baby. That's it's all you need to do is ask, right? And there you go. Critical damage for a longer period of time, but then also crits hit for 50% more damage, and you got that unique bleed on there too, which is interesting. It's an interesting sort of weapon. Now then, now that that's all been sorted out, at least for a brief amount of time, XL, the extra large weapon too, good. Let's see if I can't have a little bit easier time getting the rest of the run done. Okay. Oh, nice even. Oh, it's like the game heard me complaining, and they're like, oh, I really don't want to hear him complain anymore. It's getting really annoying. Should we just give it to him? Yeah, we should just give it to him. Oh, let's just kind of go over here first. Let's just kind of give him everything he's wanting. Why not, right? There you go. All right, well, that's most of the enemies in this area, so I don't really think I'm going to be doing any more in terms of being able to do this challenge rift. So let's go do that right now. That's right, I remember to do the challenge rift. You all thought that I was going to forget. I thought that I was going to forget. It's not in this door. But here we are. As it turns out, I knew exactly what I was doing the entire time. Apparently. Who could have guessed? Anyway, let's get right into it. You know, there's still you here, though. For whatever reason. Not that it really matters. Not that, like, you know, I'm going to gain a whole lot by... Wait, no, this is still not the right area. Which is the one with the challenge rift in it? I mean, there's only so many places that I can go to. Here, I guess. Yeah, it was a chest, right? I think that was an area with a chest. Just, maybe. Potentially. I mean, there's a good chance that that is the case, right? Here you are. Alright, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I might be able to not die here, but I'm still very likely thinking that I'm about to die. By the way, do I have extra jumps? Of course I don't. Yep. Yep. They can get a little extra movement by rolling into a jump there, but at the same time, that's not me, apparently. I mean, is it really not me, or am I just not doing it? It could be a little of one, a little bit of the other. Hard to say, though. I mean, actually, it's not even hard to say. It's just exactly what I just said, you know? At least it's going this direction. Makes that a lot easier. If I can avoid taking any more damage. I'm already down to only about a single potion to charge, so, you know. And that's, you know what? I'm going to say it. It's good enough. Good enough, and no more. What more could you need, really? I'm just glad that I got an upgrade for the weapon before going into the next area. It's like I can now go and, like, you know, we got, like, that cleaver here. Was the cleaver going to be all that good? And not in the next boss fight. Wait, no, cleaver, I've tested that before. That does work against the giant still. I think it's got enough room over it that it still works. But yeah, now that I've used Wish, I can start picking up items again, too. I might go look down here. Maybe find something a little bit better. Something that could be quite useful for, you know, holy water also probably would work out pretty well. Lacerating aura also feels like a pretty good take. Oh, this has inflammable oil. Is the other one? No, it's the same thing on both. 30% on slowed down enemies, frozen targets. Toxic cloud. I'm going to re-roll something else. What else you got? Anything fun? Anything of interest? Phaser. I still don't know about that one. What else you got here? Bats. We got bats. You want bats? I don't really want bats. Flamethrower turret. Spreads inflammable oil, too. Would probably... I mean, yes. There is stuff here. There is stuff here. Okay. Anyway, in the meantime, though, let me go grab that last key. I don't know why I didn't do that already. It's just right there, you know? And then kind of booking on out of here, right? All right, that's what I'm looking at. I think that's what we're all currently looking at, and I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. All right, let's do it. You know, I said that I was going to do that thing where I was going to pause and, like, show items more, and I didn't. That was a lie, evidently. Well, what can I say? I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. It's just like, it's just, yeah. You know. All right. Skeleton-related bosses today. Death into the Guardian fight, right? And almost done with at least the regular outfits, which is good enough, is what I'm gonna say. Okay, so what's gonna be the one to take here? Do I get any, like, bleeding? I have none at all bleeding. And this also does do bleeding anyway, so, you know. It's like, yeah. Yeah, you know. Let's just do it. Just do it and call it good, and then just take you again. I feel like that's sort of a level that I'm currently at. It's working out well enough. It's working out well enough, but not like super great now, is it? Anyway, well, let's see what we got here. Speaking of bone-related, speaking of skeleton-related, stuff here. Yeah, there's the weird bleed. I don't know what the deal with that is. Bro. Well. I'm really cleaving through the health, at least for right now. So, as poorly as I'm playing this, which is quite poorly. Do it faster! Oy. The damage is quite good here, I gotta say. Well, I mean, I won. At what cost, though? I feel like maybe using this against bosses. I mean, clearly the damage is great. The damage is clearly amazing. It's doing a great job right now based on that just alone. However, I'm clearly let's just go and finish up this run as I go and die in the Astrolabe or against the Hand of the King alone. I don't know, maybe it's just me playing really badly against the bosses. I don't know. I'm just not doing a great job, I'll say it. Now look, I was considered this to at least be a successful run if I'm able to beat the Hand of the King, so I'm gonna call that there too. Man, the bosses have just been absolutely atrocious, haven't they? Well then, hey, you, give me something I suppose different now. What? I don't know. Vengeance? And disengagement. There you go. That sounds like a good combo for somebody that's being desperate. That's me, desperate. Okay, well, see how it is. Right? Anyway, I still got like two secondary items, and this is quite a good melee item regardless. Just gotta make sure that I don't panic and I do like all my combos correctly. Yep, and there's... Again, do my combos correctly, and I'm just not doing the combos correctly. I'll say that right now. Okay, take you down. Oh, why are you stalling out attacks? Perfect timing for that, by the way. For that platform to reappear. Hey, I did it. I beat the boss. 8% health. It's too bad it's just not even possible. I just like leave this one as a win right now and just be like, you know what, it's good enough. You know what I'm gonna say? Good enough. One thumb up. Half a thumb up. You know, like kind of a droopy thumbs up. That sort of thing. Sort of like, you know, the thumb kind of like a sideways sort of thing. That's what I'm gonna call this one. And hey, I got the Spectral Death outfit, so who's the real winner here? It's all of you for watching this video to this point. Anyway, let's go end this farce of a run already in 5 seconds as I get killed by a librarian. You know, the usual. And the only thing that happens whenever you go into the Astrolabe, especially with this little health and healing and everything like that. So, where's the nearest librarian to die against? Yeah, I mean, I think like one of the big things is that as I am fighting bosses, I kind of start to panic, and then like I forget, hey, how do you time the combo? Because it's like a very generous, very easy sort of timing, but you know, as I'm getting hit there and everything like that. Oh well, here we go. Okay. Oh yeah. That'll cheesiness. I'm shocked that I did not get hit there. There was one point in time to get hit that I deserved to get hit. It would be there. And yet... Okay, we're just going to do that. And then 3,000 is not going to be enough to... I need 4,000 for this. Well, let's see. Maybe I can still manage a win regardless. There you go. Like I said, weird bleed. And I don't really know why that is. It just is. You just get a weird bleed with this weapon. That was almost a run ender right there. Seconds away from getting hit. Okay, just kind of like keep going on. Oh, now here's where the run ends. Oh, no, disengagement actually got me. Nobody else has me. Disengagement has me. There's also 4,000 gold. Let's go and get the thing. I say. Well, that's enough to keep me alive at least for a couple more seconds. Which is sometimes all you can hope. Sometimes all you want, all you need, etc. So then, where are we going from here? Yep. Oh, it's... Well, at least I rallied up most of the health. Unfortunately, you know, that's only going to do so much for me here. Why am I so bad still at dealing with librarians? It's funny. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. I think it's mostly because I usually tend to end up fighting a bunch of enemies at once. So, you know, that results in me not having a great time. Great. That's why did I double jump back up into it? I'm just, you know, making... Oh, great, cool, poggers. Flawlessly executed, etc. I'm trying to remember bits from earlier in the episode here at this point in time. Oy. Still, though, not bad. There you go. Okay, Slammer being here is not filling me with a lot of confidence. Unfortunately, the Slammer actually worked out well for me. No, that's not an unfortunate thing. That's a fortunate thing. I don't know what I'm talking about then, if you don't mind. Okay, there we go. Panicking a lot. You think there's any chance I can get that 20,000 for a sick... I don't even have the alien key. I kind of need that one first. Before I do much of anything else now, don't I? Well, what to do? I mean, there's also a librarian up there too, you know, which is going to be a lot of fun too. To deal with that. Wait, no, I am actually dying. I used my double jump at some point. Whatever. It's not like I was going to be getting too much farther there anyway. Did you see how I was playing? I was really seriously considering just ending it right after the fight against the Hand of the King. That was a good ending.